Karma doesn't mean doing something only in the external world. Even as you sit here, you are performing karma. The karma of sitting here. The body is functioning, it is breathing, taking in oxygen, exhaling carbon dioxide. The tree blesses you because you release enough carbon dioxide. Suppose you kept all the carbon for yourself and turned it into a diamond to give someone later. Then the tree would look at you and say, "What a miser, he won't even give me carbon dioxide." That is one kind of karma. I'm trying to speak without quoting a book, because that comes with certain issues. So if you're sitting here and breathing, yes, from the tree's point of view you're doing good karma. You may not know it, you can also be aware. The tree gives me oxygen, and I give it carbon dioxide. Does that mean you should breathe more deeply? Not at all. Just breathe. It's happening anyway. So physical karma is happening. Mental karma happens for most people all the time. The mind works non-stop. Emotional karma happens. Energetic karma happens. Otherwise you wouldn't be alive. Karma happens. It's not necessarily something you do consciously. It simply happens. Life is karma. If you want to become only karma, people think this means without karma. If you want to become without karma, that doesn't exist. You can become someone with very minimal karma, and a couch potato, our karma hasn't ignited. That is actually a huge amount of karma, because laziness requires a lot of work. You have to generate many explanations and convince yourself that you don't need to do anything right now. There's a virus everywhere, people are dying. To not respond to that, you must do something inside yourself. Otherwise responding is natural. So being a couch potato is not a small thing. A yogi can come close to a hibernation-like state, where everything is minimized, but he is still not free from karma. He may take fewer breaths per minute. You may take 12 to 15 breaths per minute. When someone simply sits, he may reduce the number of breaths by 3, 6, or 8, but you cannot go lower than that. Or you can even stop breathing for a while, but only for a while. If you stop breathing not by holding it, but by lowering your metabolism, gradually another level in the body will rise, and when it rises, you will still need to breathe again. Breathless state. Then again returning to breath. In this way you can minimize karma, but you still won't be free. You will need to get up to drink some water or eat something. When you eat something, it must come out. All of this is karma. So how to deal with this? What do you think we were doing in inner engineering? What do you think it is? Many of you, most of you even, when you took the online inner engineering program, you weren't doing any practices yet. You went through the first 2 days of the program without practices, we were still just talking. Suddenly, after 2 days, a new sense of life, freedom, and everything else appeared. This happened to millions of people, I know. Suddenly you feel alive not because all your old karma disappeared, but simply because in those 2 days you didn't create too much new karma. Suddenly everything feels so light and wonderful because you are not creating unnecessary things within yourself. And what is the trick? There are many aspects, I won't go into all of them now. The simplest one. It is your ability to respond, whether I should do something or not. If I think about it, right now many people are struggling with this. Suppose someone nearby. Fortunately, this hasn't come to our area yet. We are handling it very strictly. Suppose someone nearby is infected. Should I do something or not? Why should I do it? Let other people do it. Who are these other people? We don't know. He probably has a family. Let them do it. And if we simply imagine the suffering of that person, you will have to do a lot of work inside yourself to do nothing. But to respond in the way available to you, not everyone can go and start saving everyone's life, but at least doing what is possible for you, is very simple. The amount of karma you create, the mental karma in your mind, will drop sharply simply because your response has become non-selective. Non-selective in response, but selective in action, because you cannot afford to be non-selective in action. Actions. You are always discerning, because actions require physical ability, energy, intelligence, resources, time. Many things are involved, and all of these are limited resources. No one will engage in non-selective activity. If someone acts non-selectively, they will die very soon, and that too is bad karma. Yes, that's how it is. Activity is selective, but our sensitivity is non-selective. Wherever it may be, I would like to do something. If it's possible, we will do everything we can, and for what is impossible, at least we have a small intention. And that is why, when you came to the program, you felt that sense of freedom. People ask me, how will the online program work without practice? I want you to know that before you came to the initiation, you already felt wonderful simply because you stopped creating new karma. The old karma did not disappear in those 3 days. It's just that no new karma appeared. In fact, for old karma, simply living is enough. Sitting, breathing, existing, your heart beating, that alone is enough to begin dissolving old karma. Some things can be nudged a little, but most things will disappear if you simply sit here, breathe, live, and your heart beats. You don't need to do anything. Some of you think that you are doing everything. The whole problem with people is that when it comes to their health, and because now everyone is an internet doctor, they have studied everything very well. For doctors, this is hell, because every patient who comes in knows more about the disease than the doctor is supposed to know. The doctor knows something deeper, because he spent 9 or 10 years studying and practicing. These people Googled and concluded that they have exactly this illness. In 3 days they have gone through everything the internet has to offer, and now they answer all sorts of questions with their own prescriptions. Give me this pill, I won't take the other one. There are many of them, those who come to doctors and say, I won't take this medication, I will take only that one. This must be a very educated patient. A highly educated patient means you will become a lifelong patient. You must understand this. Yes, if you become a doctor for life, that's good. If you become a lifelong patient, a highly qualified patient, what's the point? This is simply because you think you are doing it. You should check how many beats are happening in us. And people ask me, Sadhguru, you must undergo a full medical checkup. I say that every year I walk in the Himalayas, in Tibet, I go to Kailash, and that is my stress test. If I don't survive, bury me in the Himalayas, that's all. Otherwise just live. But because you pay a little attention to yourself, you know what is happening. If you notice that something is wrong, then you can go to a doctor or maybe get more qualified advice. That is different. But constantly worrying. What's happening? What's happening? That itself is a disease. Worrying too much about your health is itself a disease and terrible karma. This karma will have a long-term effect on you. That's all that happened. During the first 3 days of inner engineering, online or in person, all that happened was, we gave you some tools that helped you stop creating new karma, and suddenly you felt wonderful. You did that little homework assignment. What happened to you today? 5 situations to write down. Just through this homework you paid attention to what you do and what you don't do, and suddenly you experienced an amazing sense of freedom. And if a 2.5-hour program can have such an impact on you, then during this quarantine you can learn not to create karma if you become more attentive. Your response to everything should simply be limitless. You should not choose what to respond to and what not to respond to. That is not your business. Whatever it is, a bird, a grasshopper, a person, a man, a woman, a child, it doesn't matter. Respond. Do you need to take action? No. Action is always selective, because it involves certain quantitative components. They are not unlimited. Our energy is not unlimited. Our intelligence is not unlimited. Our actions can never be unlimited. They are always limited. But our ability to respond is unlimited. If you do just this, and today you do not create any karma, you will not add to the existing burden. If you do not accumulate new burden, you will see that you feel something like liberation. This is the harm you do to yourself. Why do you think you were the way you were in childhood? At that time you also carried a huge load of karma, but still you smiled. And now you have become like this, a virus from the guru. A virus. Even before this unfortunate virus appeared, most people walked around with such mournful faces that it looked as if they had attended their own funeral. Yes, it's all because every day people accumulate this endless garbage. Every single day, whatever happens, you accumulate, accumulate, accumulate. Something happens, something doesn't happen, but you create disorder inside yourself. It's just garbage. You are like a garbage collection truck, and yes, but now we have a quarantine. There is no need to collect garbage anymore. That is the beauty of quarantine. Just stop being so selective. Who are you, and who do you think you are, to decide what deserves your attention and what doesn't? Whoever created all this, a blade of grass was created with the same care as this big tree, and you, and the tiger, and the tiny creature, the little insect, they are adorned even better than you. Yes, you need to decorate yourself in all sorts of ways, but they are already exquisitely decorated by themselves. So whoever the creator is, do you think creation paid less attention to these tiny beings than to you? No. Then who are you to decide what to respond to and what not to respond to? Your ability to respond must always be unlimited. If you don't understand what I'm talking about, we cannot come and teach you right now, but there is the online inner engineering program. Just go through those 3 days, only the first 3 days. Listen to what is being said there. Let those words settle within you, immerse yourself in them, immerse yourself completely. In 3 or 4 days you will feel as if you are floating, simply because there is no new garbage. That is how it will feel. Please allow this to happen. You don't need to keep piling new trash onto your shoulders. And if you stop creating this new burden, you will begin to notice that inside becomes lighter without any effort, without fighting yourself, without trying to fix or suppress anything. Simply because you are not interfering, life begins to flow the way it naturally does. Then even the things that once seemed like problems stop having such power over you. You still act, you still think, you still feel, but inside there is no constant accumulation, no stickiness of experience. When you look at what is happening without selectiveness, without trying to accept some things and reject others, you begin to see things as they are. And in that seeing there is already clarity, and where there is clarity, unnecessary actions simply fall away. You don't need to force yourself to be calm. Calmness becomes a natural state because you are not creating inner friction. If you can live even 1 day in this way, not accumulating, not making unnecessary conclusions, not clinging to every thought and emotion, you will see how different life feels. And if 1 day is possible, then the next is possible too. Step by step you can change the very way you exist, not through effort, but through understanding. And then the question of karma will stop being something abstract or philosophical. You will begin to clearly see how exactly you create it and how you can avoid doing so. This is freedom, not somewhere in the future, but right in how you live this moment. And as you begin to see this, you no longer need to remind yourself not to create karma. It becomes natural. Because every time you start accumulating, you immediately feel the heaviness, and you no longer want to go there. It's not a matter of discipline, it's a matter of perception. Then even simple things, how you sit, how you breathe, how you look at people, begin to have a completely different quality. There is no tension, no attempt to be right. There is simply participation in life in the way you can be in this moment. And that is enough. When there is no accumulation inside, you don't carry yesterday into today. Each morning becomes truly new. Not as an idea but as a real experience. You don't react to people from past impressions. You respond to them as they are now. And this completely changes your relationships and your perception of the world. If you can maintain this even for a while, you will see that life stops being a struggle and becomes a process in which you are involved but not entangled. You do what needs to be done, but inside you remain free. And then even difficult situations leave no trace. They happen and they pass. Only then can it be said that you have begun to understand what it means not to create karma. not as a concept, but as a living experience available to you right now, if you stop complicating what is already simple by nature. If you feel that this video appeared in your life not by accident, honor this moment. Subscribe to our channel, The Power of the New Me, turn on notifications, and support this message with a like. Leave any comment. Your participation strengthens this energetic exchange and helps the video reach those who truly need it right now. Thank you for being here on this path.